welcome back to MJ Builds. So today I have an updated city tour for you guys. I love these builds and I can't wait to show you. One thing I want to say before we get started, I did this. Yep. I broke 3 buildings because I knocked the city over. I'm glad it was only 3, but it still hurt me. I cried. So I changed the layout of my city, added a few new things to it, added new buildings, redid some buildings, meaning I remodeled it, made it better to fit what we were going for the city. Also, one thing I want to point out before we get started, all of my buildings are mocks, but all of the cars, almost all the cars, are sets because we don't really enjoy building cars, so we make them out of sets. So starting over here, you can see the back of the auto repair shop, and that was actually requested by my cousin, so thank you. We made a whole video on that. Go check it out, link in the description. Next is the arcade, the Fun and Play arcade, and we also have a video on that. And you see these empty spaces, empty base plates throughout the whole thing, the whole city. Make sure you guys give me suggestions about what you want to see on those base plates. I've already taken suggestions from a few people, like my cousin, my aunts, my stepmom, all those. I've been taking suggestions, so please and thanks. Next we have this big red building, which actually is scheduled to be demolished because we don't really like it anymore. It's too much of an eyesore because it's just so big and red and not furnished or anything. So we're gonna build a smaller, but still using that red because we like it. Next up, we have the fire truck with my aunt riding on there and my other aunt over there across the street. We also have the bus stop, of course. There's a man waiting there, and we also have a fire hydrant. And some things in this, you will notice or recognize that I did a few tours on these, so you can copy these, or not copy, but take inspiration. So we have the beauty shop or the haircut area. What's it called? Oh yeah, a salon. Kind of like a Lego Supercuts. So we have a city mail, which I just recently added. I'm going to be making a video on that shortly. So part 2 of what's in my city or on my sidewalks. So go check that out when it's out. Yeah. Next up, we have this park area. We have lots of trees and a nice seating area for people that live here to walk around, enjoy nature. And I love this area because I just love the tree design, and there's also a little thing hiding in the tree. It's a chameleon or lizard. Anyway, next to the salon we have the pet shop, and I really love this build. One of my most favorites with the brick built dog. I love that so much just because I love pets, and doggies are my favorite. So that was one of our recent, anyway. We just posted a video on that. Go check it out in the description. Everything that I've done a video on for these buildings are linked in the description, so I'm going to stop saying link in the description. Okay. Next we have the seafood restaurant next to the bookshop, and I love the bookshop, of course. It's really nice, and I love the detail. Next we have the art shop, and this is by far most favorite because I love art and I love doing crafts and painting and drawing and stuff like that. And this also has a little patio outside area, and I thought that was a really nice touch too. Next we have the bakery or coffee shop, but usually, or it's more like a bakery because there's baked goods, coffee, lots of things that a bakery would have, or a cafe, I guess. So there's just more car angles. There's a minifig of a guy who actually helped out my channel, so thank you. You know who you are. And we have a few just minifigs walking around the city, enjoying the day and the construction going around, because there's going to be a lot of construction coming soon because of that big red building. We're gonna be breaking it all completely down, remaking a hopefully better building, and I will be definitely doing an update on that as well, because I'm pretty sure you guys will be wondering what did I do with the red building. So I'm definitely gonna be making a video on that. So here's just a quick little overview before we get to the other parts of the city. I really like this area. This is more of like a not as crowded area. It's less popular and busy. But on this side, it's more like crazy. Not crazy, but it's more populated. Most people go over here. A lot of stores are over here. A lot of shops, a lot of places are over in this general area instead of being over there. So next we have this alleyway, and one thing is, when we first started building MOCs like this, these modular buildings, we had an alleyway too, but it was so tiny because we only had like 4 buildings. So then, before we even had a YouTube channel, before we wanted to build a city or even knew we were going to build a city, we of course built one because we just loved how the alley looked in our first little representation of it. So then we built it again. We had this in the first part. I think the first video I did a little like tiny little tour, kind of. You saw snippets of it, so of the city. A lot has changed since then. The alley has definitely grown. End of story. Let's move on. We have the Chinese restaurant. This one has also been through changes as well because we changed the roof up here. It wasn't very good before. It had no roof for a while, but we finally built it, and I think it looks a lot better. Now we have this tan building, which is just a house area. And this actually hasn't been even on the channel yet because I just finished building this like yesterday, I think. But this one, I hated it before because it was that yellow building. If you guys saw one of my past city tours, you know what I'm talking about. It was a really bad yellow build. Oh, it was awful. I hated it so much. It just looked so bad in my opinion because half the pieces were dirty. But now we're getting in the habit of washing them. It's going to be our first time doing it in a little bit because the bag's almost full. Because a lot of this Lego is from when my dad was a kid, my age, that's 12, and he's like 30. So, yeah, that was a while ago. So, yeah, they're pretty old. Anyway, now we have this building, which still is not furnished. We're going to get on it. We're probably going to make a video about it soon when we furnish it. And of course, we have the wizards up there, including Gandalf from The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Yeah. Moving on, we have the pizza shop. I love this pizza shop. And we also got a new pizza minifig standing outside. It's actually not new, but we just thought of putting it outside. So we put it there. He's from the Series 9 minifig. Yeah, Series 9 minifigs. And I just love that fig. It's so good. And there's another shot at the bus stop. I love that tree as well. I think we did a pretty good job on it. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but it looks pretty good next to the other buildings. So here's just another look at the alleyway from above this time. We tried to put a lot into the alley just because we like it a lot, and it's so cool to just look down it and see all the action going on, and with the minifigs telling the story themselves. It's really fun to look at. So now we have the front of the auto repair shop. I love this build as well. Again, this was requested by my cousin, so thank you for that. This is kind of not really recent, but it was recently added to this part of the city, I guess you could say. So going inside, here's a little sneak peek of it. I already did a video on it, so if you guys saw that, we went a lot more in detail to it. And actually one person commented, "Do you sell instructions for this?" I thought that was really funny. If you're watching this, thanks for requesting that. We do not sell instructions. That would be a lot. especially because of like school and filming and posting and everything like that. I probably would not be able to do that, so sorry about that. But next we have the arcade, the Fun and Pay arcade. I love this one. It's, again, not one of the most recent, but it's recent to being in this area of the city. So we have a little bit of a golf course area. It's only two things, so not that much, but it's pretty small considering, it's pretty good considering the space that we have. So again, we went more detail into this in the tour that we gave it. We dedicated it to its own video. And somebody actually requested to do an arcade, so that was requested by them. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but thank you for that request. And there's the cemetery. Cemetery barely changed at all, but there it is. I still like it. Next we have the costume shop, which needs to be repaired because of that and because of the great dropping of 2020. That's what we call it. In the beginning, you saw that I dropped 3 buildings. That was one of it. At least it survived because the costume shop was by far my favorite. So I'm glad it survived. But again, still sad about the other ones. But it's okay. We moved on. It's been a while since that, but I've just been waiting. So if you like this video, oh my god. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye.